Hi everyone, my name is Dennis Jarvis and this is my take on climate change. At this point in time, climate change is a major problem for planet Earth. It's creating global warming, causing disastrous flooding, droughts and wildfires in some parts of the world. Currently, meetings are being held in which every country in the world is asked to agree a combined policy of actions necessary to reduce carbon emissions and save the planet. I'm not a scientist, so I have used extracts from scientific publications on the following slides where scientific information is needed for clarification. When fossil fuels such as coal, gas and oil are used to drive factory machinery, cars, buses, trucks, ships, aeroplanes, and create electricity, they create greenhouse gases. On the following slides, we will look at each gas individually. Carbon dioxide stabilizes Earth's atmosphere when kept at normal levels. As you can see on the slide, there are many sources of carbon dioxide. The carbon in carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas that traps heat close to Earth. It helps Earth hold some of the heat it receives from the sun, so it doesn't all escape back into space. It's very necessary and provides photosynthesis for green plants to make their own food and grow. But CO2 is only good up to a point. Beyond that point, Earth's temperature warms up too much. Carbon dioxide levels of between 280 and 350 parts per million created the climate and let humanity build and feed the modern world. The graph shows how it has increased since 1950 to current levels. We need to reduce and keep levels below 300 parts per million. Methane is a hydrocarbon that is a primary component of natural gas. It is also a greenhouse gas, so its presence in the atmosphere affects the Earth's temperature and climate system. Methane is emitted from a variety of processes, such as landfill sites, oil and natural gas systems, agricultural activities, coal mining and wastewater treatment, etc. From 1900 to the year 2000, atmospheric methane doubled from around 900 to about 1800 parts per billion, and it is still about that level in 2022. We need to reduce and keep the level below 800 parts per billion. Nitrous oxide is a major greenhouse gas which traps heat, depletes ozone in the stratosphere, and remains active for more than 100 years in the environment. More commonly known as laughing gas, it is a powerful contributor to global warming. It's 265 times more effective at trapping heat in the atmosphere than carbon dioxide. Nitrous oxide started increasing significantly in 1910 and had reached 320 parts per billion by 2010. Since then, it has increased to 335 parts per billion in 2022. We need to reduce and maintain levels below 280 parts per billion. We must continue to produce all these elements to ensure the continuation of human and animal life. Some of the processes to make this happen are completed using products that can only be made by mining the necessary materials and using machinery that produces greenhouse gas. The trick is going to be ensuring the mining and manufacturing processes create less greenhouse gases than the power produced by the new equipment. That's to say, more power and less greenhouse gas. Uranium is the main fuel for nuclear reactors. It can be found in many places around the world. In order to make the fuel, uranium is mined and goes through refining and enrichment before being loaded into a nuclear reactor. However, over half of the world's uranium mines now use a method called in situ leaching, where the mining is accomplished without any major ground disturbance. Water injected with oxygen or an alkali acid or other oxidizing solution is circulated through the uranium ore, extracting the uranium. The uranium solution is then pumped to the surface. Uranium is then enriched and transported to a fuel fabrication plant, where it's converted to uranium dioxide powder. This powder is then pressed to form small fuel pellets and heated to make a hard ceramic material. The pellets are subsequently inserted into thin tubes known as fuel rods, which are then grouped together to form fuel assemblies. The mining and enriching processes produce carbon dioxide. The number of fuel rods used to make each fuel assembly ranges from around 90 to well over 200, depending on the type of reactor. Once loaded, the fuel normally stays in the reactor core for several years and can be recycled. Most solar panels are made of silicon, which is the main component in natural beach sand. However, converting sand into high-grade silicon comes at a high cost and is an energy-intensive process. High-purity silicon is produced from quartz sand in an arc furnace at very high temperatures. Satellites and spacecraft orbiting the Earth are powered by solar power. Air causes the blades of a wind turbine to rotate, which in turn operates the gears to operate the electricity generator. As you can see on the slide, most of the parts are made using machines that create greenhouse gases. Hydraulic power systems produce clean and renewable energy. Flowing water is directed on the blades of a turbine runner, creating a force on the blades. Since the runner is spinning, the force acts through a distance. In this way, the energy is transferred from the water flow to the turbine. The water reservoir is created using machines that create greenhouse gas, and the turbine and transformer are also made with machines that create greenhouse gas. Some vegetables and plants produce useful oils directly from using complete plant or indirectly from using plant waste. oil has to be extracted and refined using machines that create greenhouse gas. We have to work on the assumption that the resulting levels of greenhouse gases are compatible with the continuation of human and animal life. I would recommend the use of all the above except the vegetable and plant oils because their use will reduce valuable agricultural land. We now need to look at how we can provide supplies and protect countries suffering from the greenhouse gas effect while the changes are implemented and for the future. This is what is needed during the time it takes to reduce greenhouse gases. Let's look at how all countries can help those currently suffering from emergencies and take action to stop future disasters occurring from excess greenhouse gases. There are countries in all parts of the world who have enough funds to donate to the community fund. Some are wasting their wealth on unnecessary projects and individual wealth, while much of their population is homeless and starving. The next slide looks at the control of the World Community Fund. It is most likely that all of the organizations, businesses, and people mentioned on this slide will have some involvement in the fund's operations. So let's look at them individually. Financial control is essential to ensure the correct funds are allocated to specific projects that will provide necessary products or services. It's essential that all the people mentioned on this slide work together to ensure supplies and services are authorized and delivered to the countries in need. Good administration is the key to successful operations. The administration team need to work closely with all the people on this slide to ensure they know what is needed for each country and ensure contract agreements have the right terms for products, quality, price and service, and ensure that the products and workforce are in the right place at the right time. They plan the schedule for items needed immediately and for future projects to protect the country from further disasters. Providing all the organizations on this slide work together and coordinate operations so that everything and everyone is in the right place at the right time. Supplies will reach those in need and services to resolve current emergency and provide protection against any future emergencies will be provided to an agreed schedule. This slide shows the actions needed and a simple flowchart of the route products and services travel to people in need. This slide sets out the details of what needs to happen. The key to success is getting everyone at all levels, from individuals to national and international level, to work together. In the real world, you will have to overcome national, corporate and individual greed for money and power. Unfortunately, there are some bankers, politicians and business executives who are fluent in the language of reform, but do not take action after these grand words have been spoken. Getting the right environment is the key to a better world for humans and animals. Make sure it happens. I hope you found my presentation interesting and informative. My best wishes to all viewers. Bye for now.